Alrighty, what is up everyone? Back again with a different type of video here. This is kind of like another so you want to play competitive Fortnite, but also expanded on some points I talked about in my attack in the box and defend in the box video. So this then is going to be called attacking the core piece, the wall, the stair, whatnot. Anyway, I'll show you examples here. So these are all me. Most of these are going to be in realistic, but maybe like one or two arena, because realistic is where I get the best practice in my opinion. So I get the cone, I get the wall here. This is pretty good. This is literally like this whole move is Raiders piece control. I get the edit. I also took the floor. Let's go back and see. So when he's ramping over top of me, I see he places this, and I take the floor. I take the floor because if I do jump over and land the cone on top, then he can't edit down. So he has to either go out the way he came or go to the right, which hopefully I would get the edit and then, you know, win or get the back walls. So aim for the cone, miss the back walls. I missed my shot. Let's turn this down a bit. I go for a right angle peek. I jump. I notice that he's protected himself with this, and he's given himself a peek over here. Don't think it's a right hand peek, so I still probably could have shot him, but he still protected himself from this peek from me. Right there, that's going to be the whole point of this episode, is if we noticed when he reset it, we can't see the health of the stair, but we know that after they reset a build, it's on one shot. So this stair right here is one shot. So it's one shot for my pump, for my AR, or my pickaxe. But it's riskier to shoot it with your pickaxe, because then you give off that you're going to pickaxe it and he can go for a shot on you. So I shoot it, I take it, and now I'm back in control. And if we remember, I own, you know, this and the floor underneath. So what he should do now is run to the left or run to the right is where he should go. But he decides not to do that. And instead, if we look here, this is the edit I do to make this whole, like, half of the box is open. So he's nowhere to hide unless he jumps up. And I noticed right away that he's aiming directly down here. So I could either peek this and take the 50-50 basically, because if he can follow my guy through the build and then pre-fire me when I peek, or I can go for a completely different angle. So instead what I do is I just jump up, I keep my crosshair head height here, and then when I go up it ends on head height. I hit him for a fuck ton. I reset immediately. He should be running right now, but he's not. I reset this because I remember, like, there's no point to take a peek. He's waiting for a peek, so I still own the center control piece in the box. Yellows, I didn't mean for it to yellow, but it just happened to. And I just took the right hand. I took this 50-50 because I just cracked him and he hasn't healed at all. Go to the next clip. So here, this is a good counter that I just did to when people do the peanut butter peek. First thing you have to do is identify that there isn't a centerpiece in the box. So there's no cone and there's no like stair that he's playing with in the box. So if I put a cone right here, if I place the cone in here, all this would do was bump him up, and he would still be able to somewhat get a right hand peek on me. Maybe I could shoot my arm and do like 50 damage or something like that. And I'm also pretty low. Like if we look at my heals, I don't have any heals to bring me over. So 150 right now. And if that's a blue pump, he can one pump me. If the green pump, I don't even know. Maybe he still can, honestly. So I place a stair. I shoot the wall. I don't get it. So he's holding it. Okay, whatever. I notice he's going down. I see him right here, and I heard him just with the sounds that he's going down. Watching my angles like this, making sure he doesn't peek. Then right here, the first thing I notice is that he doesn't have a center piece in the box again. So I can take control of this if I wanted to. So I edit this. He resets it because I'm going for a shot. If you also notice my movement, I'm trying to line up a right hand angle with the edits there. Here, it doesn't really happen that well. So boom, that was the whole sequence. So I missed the shot. He resets the wall. Now my plan was that when I drop down, he's going to reset this wall, and then I shoot the wall, take it, and then do it. But what ended up happening is that when I fall, first off, I fall diagonally like this. I don't go straight down. I'm aiming for like a curve. And I shoot at the wall midair. It is a hard shot to hit because, like, again, falling straight down a lot easier than going down like this. So he shoots, he only hits me for like 20. And I take the wall on the way down. He's not even holding it now. And I edit both before he even realizes I have this wall. And it's a free shot. Wow, nice shot. Next one, I'm down bad on fucking health. I think this is a PG. Yep. So I protect myself because he took the floor up here and I placed the cone. If we look at pieces that are unknown, it's infinity mats, but this is unknown, the two walls here, and I could wall them off out of the window and then throw a cone on top and then either go from the sides or something like that. I also don't know who owns the floor here. So if I owned the floor, I could be able to edit them down. But instead, this is a different peek you can do. So first off, most people, when they do this type of peek, they edit the cone and then they jump. But if you're quick enough, you can jump, edit the cone, shoot, and then reset. It's just like a different, it messes up the timing for the pre-fire, because if you hold the edit, jump and edit, then someone can pre-fire you pretty easily. So this is all kind of one motion. So I go for that. I go for the flick, I miss it. He's underneath the stair. I don't own the floor up top. So what are my escapes? Well, I can go up, but the ramp is still building. So by the time I get like right around here, he'll probably shoot me back down. I can go to left or right, or even maybe even flip the stair and try to run out. Or I can even go down, but I'm not 100% if I own the stair. But instead, I decide to take the fight. I go for this edit here, but he's spraying through. He takes control of the centerpiece. He does this flip. It looks like I missed by a mile, but the shots like literally went like under his armpit. I jump over his shot. This is good defense here. Is that when you shoot, jump. So defense here, and also doesn't phase me. I notice that he does this edit here to the far left. So I do kind of have a right hand peek if I crouch down. So I crouch, because if he jumps up, then I can use this like balcony or whatever this wall stair part is to protect myself. But instead I shoot and I run forward, because if we look, he is like over here somewhere, and he's probably going to jump up and shoot like this way. So if I shoot the stair and run this way, I'm going to be underneath the stair. So I do that, and now he's on top of it, and I'm just tracking him. Because right now, after the first few shots, I hear that he is just trying to spray right now. So I track him through the builds, and it's way harder for him to find me than for me to find him. Because I look back and see him, and he's spraying right now. You know, the fucking AR is making like a bunch of sound and shit like that, and like visuals. So I just track him and finish it off. Alright, next one, I hit a crack on him. I cracked him for 75. We don't get to see how I peeked him, but he owns this wall here. So I'm waiting for a peek right now. I could run and take a big, but I just cracked him for 75. So like, I don't know if he was 175 or 125 and he's low in health. So I'm up to take this 50-50 from him right now if he doesn't edit. Instead I run out, go up, and I'm saying fuck it, let's heal. Again, I could have taken the 50-50, but I'm not sure what type of pump he has. If it's a purple pump, then 189, I'm dead. He can one pump me with pretty much like blue and purple. But I decide to heal instead. I go for an edit because I noticed that he's trying to double pickaxe. I missed the edit, but if I got it, then I would probably go for a pre-fire while he's jumping in. He takes the wall. I hide behind the cone, because really he doesn't have, if he wanted to hit this peak, he has to jump up and shoot me, which still I could probably react to it and his head would be around here and I could still get a pump off on him. But instead he does this edit and places a cone, which basically hides me completely. So I can stay behind the cone. I jump up because I don't want to shoot the cone. I could shoot the cone and take it back, but why would I do that when I can guarantee that I still own everything else? I can deal with the centerpiece later after I take this one. So I go for the wall, I shoot it, I get it back, and now the fight's back in my favor. So this means that I can go offensive and he either has to go defensive and try to phase in, or he can run away or go for like the pre-fire or the angle or whatnot. So I go, alright, well, I'm just going to heal then. I go for another shot because I'm thinking that he's trying to get the wall low. So I shoot this, he's trying to take the wall back. Oh wait, he does. Let's go back from there. So he shoots the wall, try to get it low so he can jump through. So I'm waiting for him to shoot it and then jump in like this so I can get a shot on him midair, because I'm faking the mini or the big, which we'll talk about later on. I missed my shot, and if we notice my movement there, if we go back, I ran to the left to try to get as much as a right hand peek as I could get before I shot, and he just shot, so there's like a little delay. So it's going to be pretty much like a 50-50 shot here, but I'm hoping I can do it fast enough. But good movement by him. He ran to the right to dodge that shot. He takes the wall back, so he's following that. And I see he's going for an edit. So I just wait for it. So let's see.
This looks creative.
And I wait for it. And I'm kind of in like a weird position at the box. Because if we look, I'm running forward because I want to. First off, I was going to psycho out. But also it's a good defensive position to run forward. Because the more forward I get in the box, the more I can see him over here. He doesn't have any walls. I mean, I don't even think there's a wall right here. He doesn't have like anything to protect himself if I run forward and take the 50-50. And I did just crack him and he hasn't hit yet. So I just take the shot, I crouch down, and then I finish it off. Next one, up against the same person. This guy's a good player too, so it's not like I'm up against bots or anything. I probably need to take my shields ASAP is what this position is. Probably just crack me. Fake the mini. It works. So, I mean, this is all just like timing and stuff like that. He's at my wall. Let's go back. And that's just luck of me predicting that he's going to take out his pickaxes. If you look at that, literally our movements are at the exact same time. So that's just me like, oh, I'll finish this. And it's not just like, if you notice, I wait a full second as the mini before I shoot. So you don't have to just take the mini out and put it back away. I commit to it because if he's willing to give me it, then I'll get a mini off. But if I think he's going to edit, like what would I do in this scenario? Probably keep faking it out until he edits and get a free shot. So I crack him. I still decide, still pretty much a 50-50 even though I just lasered him. He takes this. And this is good by him. He takes the wall immediately. I'm not even holding it. Takes it. Boxes me. I don't know what I'm trying to place my wall for back here when I come back. But I notice, oh, the wall's one shot. I take it back. I rebox. I also don't commit fully to the second box I made. I'm still staying in between both boxes. Like I'm down here in the middle. That's because that if he drops down over here, I can run to the left and go for a right hand peek on him. So I have more like real estate to fight him. And because if he takes stuff over here, the only wall that will be built in is this one over here. And I still own like the floor and everything everywhere else. And this is just a disgusting fucking right hand peek by me. So I missed the edit the first time. I noticed he's shooting, and there's two options here. Either A, left and shoot, or you left and place a cone and then go for the box. But I decide to opt in for the shoot. I dip to the left, I come up, I shoot him, and I finish it off. Alright, next one. Back again at realistics. I hear him, I see him now right here. Healing. Oh, I actually didn't see him. I remember this. I actually didn't see him. I thought he was above. And this is my bad. I didn't pay attention to what I didn't own. I don't know anything other than this wall and the stair. So he does free edit on me. If you notice my immediate reaction, I mean, if we look, I'm still kind of high up, but he still has like a shot that he could hit me like up here. So the very first thing I do is when I realize it's him is I jump up so he can only shoot my feet. And he probably only ends up hitting my feet, cracks me for 50. I run back, I'm playing defensive, he's pushing in. I go for a pre-fire, I miss it. He takes this, and if you notice, there's a little animation there that not a lot of people feel, but you see that little flicker that happens? Right? It's gonna happen as soon as he places the cone. Watch my screen. I flick for a bit, and that means that there's a wall behind me that pushes me forward. That's what happens. So my only escape is to the left or right. And by the time I turn around, I'm dead because he's just going to pump me. So my only play here is to take the 50-50, is to take the fight. So I see this, people do this all the time where they're fully boxed and they think, I have to fucking run, is the first thing they think. You don't have to, you can take the fight. What peek is he going to do with this window edit here? He's taking his shotgun out, so he's going to peek you. He's probably going to crouch, go here, uncrouch, shoot, and run back. That's what the peek is going to be, or he's going to reset it. So I'm waiting for it. If you notice, I can see him. It's not like this is a solid wall and I can't see through it. I see him coming forward, and I time the shot to hit him. He ends up missing me completely because while he's moving this way, I'm moving this way. So I'm going more to the right as he's going this way, and it's a free shot, and I end up winning it, crack him for 92, and I immediately go aggressive. I just cracked him. He's like, fuck, I have to heal. How did I end up losing this? I use my AR instead. I could have pumped it, but I go for the AR. and I immediately run to the left, get a right hand peek. He's still taking his shotgun like out, and I already have it like basically out. And by the time he's able to get his out, I finish it off with a right hand peek and a reset.
In the chest. Oh.
Now going to another one. Let's skip ahead a bit. Could have gone for a piece here. Like I could have done either a window or something and coned this, or like box them up fully. I didn't. It's not because I thought that, okay, if I do that, he's just gonna run into the box. It was more of just because I actually went for it. Okay, forget everything I said. Here's a great thing that happens. So I'm running up like this, thinking that I have him fooled, and he gets the double out of me. What's the typical clip? You turn around and you run the other way, and you try to run out. So what doesn't this player expect is you to wait for him to edit, and you get the shot off. So this is like beautiful, and it catches so many good players off because everybody has this move like built into their muscle memory, and it's that if you get a double edit it immediately, go for the 2 back walls and shoot. Everyone does it so much. So I just wait for it to come. I land the flick. I hit him for way more than he hits me, because if we look at my positioning, he's just running out in the open. I'm curling kind of down like this to try to get a decent right hand peek here. So I hit him for way more, and then I immediately go on the attack right after I hit him. I could go back and heal, but he's in a way worse position than I am, because, I mean, the only piece that's saving him is the piece that's one shot right here. So I take it, I end up hitting him, which is just an added plus. I edit it, and then I finish it off. And that's it for attacking the wall. So to recap, the point of this entire video is to show you guys that, 2 things really, that when you get pieced up, you don't have to run away. You can, and don't have to like run out the walls. You can if you want, but you can take the 50-50 and wait for them to make an edit, because whatever edit they do, they're going to tell you like what peak they're going to do. So you just wait for that, and then you do it. If they reset the wall right after, you attack the wall, you get the wall, and then you can either A, go back and heal, or B, go offensive. That just depends on you. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. The next one will be about defensive phasing. So we always seen the aggressive phasing of hopping in the box. This one's going to be about when you can use phasing to your advantage in fights. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy this type of video, and yeah, cheers.